Bossman and Hogan worked the cage match as the main event. And as we've mentioned previously, this is Shivani's favorite match he called during his time in the WWF. So there you go.
Really?
Yes, it's one of his all-time favorite WWF matches. I think it's his favorite WWF match. Bossman and Hogan working that cage in the main event.
Nice.
And one of these clips, I think it might be the last one we're going to share today. You're going to get yourself a little bit of Tony Schiavone on commentary, commentating you and Tully. Not since the days of Jim Crockett are we going to have we heard that. So that'll be fun.
This is a treat.
Yeah, it's going to be a treat. So we move on. It's the 19th of the month, and the hits keep coming. There's 14,300 people filling the Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut. And the crowd would watch the Rockers pick up a clean win this time when Sean pinned you in the middle of the ring. The main event of this one, once again, Hogan and Bossman in the cage. But Arn, here we go. We're back-to-back nights, huge crowds, big gates, and you and Tully are working the same card as Hogan. At this point, you're 6 months in. Did the WWF facade start to crack, or were you and Tully still satisfied with the role and manner in which the company was using the two of you?
No, we're building towards WrestleMania, man. That was the focus, and that we're riding the wave. That's what all those monster houses were, because you do some in-house programming at live events, too, to further enhance your WrestleMania stuff that's coming up. A little something here, guys crossing in the aisle. You know, it could be just something that would start to whet your appetite a little bit.
Well, listen, I'm glad to hear that you were satisfied, because if there was something you may have been unsatisfied with, it was the next day. And I shit you not, my friend. Following that huge show in Connecticut, your feet were hitting the floor at 4 a.m. because you had to board a plane and head all the way out from Connecticut to San Diego, where you guys would run the sports arena. And Sean and Marty would pick up the win by DQ on that night. And then, oh, by the way, you're coming back out to Phoenix the next day at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Fans would see the same match, this time with the Rockers winning by pinfall. And then on March 22nd, the Rockers and Brainbusters opened the show at the Convention Center in Arizona. You know, and I got to imagine that that was a pace setter that night. Listen, I mean, it's just unbelievable, the travel that's going on. We talk about it all the time on the show, but when I read through these cars and locations and where you're headed, it's just incredible, the miles and miles and the wear and tear that you guys are just putting on your bodies as you travel from town to town, East Coast to West Coast, hours behind, hours forward. And I know we talk about it, like I said, but it's amazing.
Let me ask you something. Was that Hartford show an afternoon show?
Hartford, the 19th, where you had 14,300. It doesn't say afternoon or evening. I just have the date, the where it was at, and the amount of people that were there.
Okay. And the next day was San Diego.
The next day is when you woke up and you flew out, and then you headed out to San Diego at the sports arena. So I'm assuming that would have to be. And then it said it was that evening. So you flew out all day.
Yep. Thank God you picked up a couple of time zones, but it's still long flight, 5 hours, 5.5.